New videos every day. Life, wisdom.
So I'm John Breeding. It is Friday, August 23rd, 2013 in Austin, Texas. It's hot. It's the end of summertime. And guess what? Monday is back to school in Austin, Texas. And this little video is a thing I like to do at the beginning of the school year as basically a kind of a warning sign called Back to School, Back on Psych Drugs. A big part of my work is challenging the psychiatric drugging of children, and the main dynamic in terms of the stigmatizing and drugging of children occurs in school nowadays, and specifically in elementary school for the little kids who are called ADHD and placed on stimulant drugs. So I wanted to put a little stop sign on that and raise your attention and your awareness to be thinking about that and do what you can in any conversations that you're involved in to protect a child or two or in a family or two. In 1970, there was an estimated 200,000 children on stimulant drugs in the United States of America. That was enough to cause the U.S. Congress to hold a special hearing on stimulant drugs in children. 200,000. That was enough to lead to then the classification of the stimulant drugs as controlled substances, Schedule II, by the Drug Enforcement Administration for their high addictive potential and risk of abuse in the same category as drugs like cocaine and methamphetamine, right? In spite of that, things exploded. And between 1970 and 2000, there was about a 4,000% increase in the number of kids on psychiatric drugs. You can find my writing about that on my wildestcults.com website. So 4,000% increase, right? This explosion due to various circumstances. Studies between 2000 and 2011 show that there's continuing increase, unfortunately, in spite of our efforts to be a clarion call to raise awareness. There's more people aware, but there's a constant onslaught of propaganda to keep people in that pipeline and to keep the process going of stigmatizing and drugging children. The overall numbers, unfortunately, go up, even though specific groups of children go down, but that's more than made up for by older young people in high school and especially in college age, where there's been growing numbers of young people in college. 10% maybe on stimulant drugs, at least a third minimum that try it, because college kids like to use Adderall and Ritalin and stuff like that because it's speed, so to study and stay up and cram for tests and stuff like that, right? But it's dangerous, One little indicator of that is emergency room visits have tripled between 2005 and 2010, emergency room visits for stimulant drugs. They've quadrupled for those who use them without a prescription. They've at least doubled for those who use them with a prescription. Once the drug's out there in the market, everybody uses it, right? So that's not only limited to college kids, younger kids share their drugs too. But here's the basic reminder. One, there's no disease. As my friend Fred Bauman says, neurologist, ADHD is a total, complete 100% fraud. I met with a teacher yesterday at dinner, just coincidentally, who said, do I have to fill out those checklists for ADHD? Is it okay for me not to? And I'm like, is it okay? Well, that's up to you and your conscience, But for me, I appreciate that because that may protect one child or one family. That may slow down the process of one psychiatrist using that checklist to justify handing out a prescription, right? And it might be good for your own conscience in terms of you won't be complicit in the process of labeling, meaning stigmatizing children, and drugging, meaning poisoning children. Back on school, back on psych drugs. Very, very dangerous process. It's definitely possible to protect children from that dynamic, but it requires being willing to speak out, being willing to look at the truth and declare the truth that this is a fraud, that these labels are not diseases, they're stigmatizing names to call children, and the drugs are not medicine, they're poison.